I see this all the time with business owners. They're working hard on their marketing, they're posting on social media, they're updating their website, they're creating new flyers, changing fonts, editing draft after draft of a new brochure, and then they're frustrated because sales aren't coming in the way that they thought they would. Their schedule isn't full, orders aren't coming in. And it's not that it's a lack of effort because they are working hard, but they're just not working hard on the right things. So that's what I'm going to share with you today. I have 3 examples of revenue generating marketing, and then we're going to compare those with busy work marketing. So in my business, I remember walking past our outside marketers' desks and thinking, what in the world are they doing? They're not supposed to be here. They would be working on draft after draft, editing a post or something, a flyer in Canva, or changing around something on their social media profile for the business, or taking forever to get the wording just exactly how they wanted it on a social media post for Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn. And I would be so frustrated because I would think, why are you spending so much time on this? And so I would have to remind them this is not as important as some of the other areas of marketing that we need to focus on. And it's not to say that those posts and our brochures, they do need to look good. Flyers need to represent you well. They need to have what you want to say and convey on them in the right way. But let's be real. When was the last time that someone called and scheduled for your business or service from a Facebook post or an Instagram post or even a flyer that they picked up somewhere? Those are just not, for most businesses, where the leads come from or the sales come from. So I want to share with you 3 things that I've narrowed down that I think will make an impact so that you and your business can look for, am I spending too much time on this activity when I should be putting the energy and effort into this activity that's actually going to generate some sales and revenue? I want you to focus on the things that actually get you leads and not get trapped spending hours working on one post or getting something exactly right on the wording of a brochure or something like that. So, example number 1 is, if you haven't guessed it, spending hours on a social media post versus minutes on a phone call. So, busy work, an example of that would be, like we said, posting content daily with no real strategy. So, we need to be specific with our team when they're creating posts for our social media. So, one marketing girl that we had working for us, she fell into this trap. She would constantly post every single morning pictures of our technicians getting ready to leave the office and get ready for their day. Now, while one of those once in a while is a great idea for a post, we didn't need content like that every single day. So I used that as an opportunity to make sure that I had trained her and put together a calendar with some examples of a strategy on what I wanted her to post on our social media channels. So I'm not saying don't post content, but we need to have a strategy there because otherwise it can just become busy work. And so here's an example of a revenue generating activity that they could be spending their time on instead. Following up with prospects who have already shown interest. So again, in our business, there were times, like especially during the summer, it was our slow season was the summer. And I would, be looking for ways to motivate our sales team or our marketing team with ways that they could follow up with clients. And we had all of these quotes, like stacks of quotes that our technicians had given to homeowners while they were at their house. Maybe they hired us for one service and the technician quoted them on something else for the future. We had lots of those. I mean, years worth. And so that's an example of something that your team can be following up on. These are clients who have already shown an interest. They asked for this quote while you were at their house, or they have called you and asked and shown interest in you. So follow up on them and don't just let those leads and those quotes, die and fizzle out. Funny thing, some of our quotes we would call had been given years prior, and they would still book. We would have like a special offer. We'd say, if you book with me today on the phone, I can give you 10% off of this service, which, by the way, they were already going to get a discount because they were a repeat client. But when we would call, we would have a special offer ready for them. And it was funny, some of the quotes that were, like I said, 2 years old, the people would still book. And so, don't let those prospects who've already shown an interest, don't let those fizzle out or go by the wayside when you could actually be securing sales and jobs for your team. Example number 2, chasing new leads versus nurturing existing relationships. So here's an example of something that could become busy work or just, throwing things out there hoping that they stick. That would be something like running another promotion, right? So let's, maybe it's slow and, oh, we need a promotion. We need to offer 25% off services or something like that. That can become busy work. That can just become something that you're doing. But again, is it really going to turn into something long term when you could actually be nurturing some existing relationships that you already have? Here's the revenue generating one, checking in with your past clients. So like I said before in the example of the quotes we had given, that was one way to follow up with your past clients. Another way, we did past client phone calls. So if someone had used our services within the last 6, 12, 18 months, we called those people, again, had a special offer for them to rebook with us on the phone, but we were nurturing that relationship with somebody who already knows us, likes us, in most cases loves us, and trusts us. They want to use our services. So nurturing those relationships, and it doesn't have to be a phone call. I love phone calls, but it could also be an email. Are you keeping in touch with your past clients who already know, like, and trust you with phone calls and emails? And then here's example number 3. Perfecting your brand versus starting conversations. So again, going back to this busy work activity, we can spend all day, tweaking our website and picking out different fonts and colors and pictures and branding to put on the website, when a revenue generating activity would be reaching out to our referral partners. Who are the business owners that we can be out there, or the salespeople working for other companies that we can be building relationships with, who will actually send us good, solid leads versus tweaking a website that somebody might not ever really see. If you're a service company, yes, people will go to your website, but isn't it so much more impactful if they're referred to you by somebody who is a like-minded business who has the same type of client and they can refer them to you? So why not be out building a relationship with them and actually securing some, solid leads coming in? Remember, customers don't buy on pretty fonts. They buy because you have built a relationship with them. You've built trust with a referral partner who they trust and are referring you. They don't buy because something looks pretty. Now, not all marketing people will tell you that. I had a marketing person one time tell me that my brochure had too many words on it. And I thought, well, isn't the purpose of a brochure to give people information and educate them on my business and why they should use me? So, I don't necessarily agree, and they won't agree with my ideas on marketing, but I don't think you need to rely so heavily on things looking perfect. Remember, Zig Ziglar said that it's better to have something done than not done at all, nothing at all, right? So don't spend all day working on a post that's going to get like 5 views when you could be out there building a relationship with past clients or referral partners who are really going to actually be the ones that are sending you the leads and the jobs coming in. So, is your marketing on point? I just created a marketing assessment. We have an assessment for our business coaching, which is a 50-point assessment. And while it does cover marketing a little bit, I really went deep on this new marketing assessment. It's 20 points, 20 questions for you to grade yourself on. And you're going to rate yourself on, is your marketing hot or cold? So I'm really excited to share that with you. It's my free gift for you today. So if you go to my website, stephanieoverturf.com, and just submit your information on there, I will send it to you for free. Or you can comment below with hot or cold, and I'll send you that assessment so you can rate yourself.